Hello students. Today I am going to start a very important chapter in your NEET syllabus, that is photosynthesis, which is the third chapter of plant physiology. It is one of the very important chapters and high weightage chapters in your NEET syllabus. So you need to understand each and every point of this chapter so clearly. So let us go for the details of this chapter. Let us start with the definition of photosynthesis. Basically, photosynthesis can be defined as it is a complex physico-chemical process in which plants they can prepare their own food material by using carbon dioxide and water as the raw materials. For this process, they utilize sunlight as the source of energy. For example, if you take this equation, what I told in the definition, plants they prepare their own food material by utilizing carbon dioxide and water. Now go to the equation, see 6 CO2, that means 6 carbon dioxides, and 12 H2O, that means 12 waters, they react with each other. For this reaction they need some energy na? So to get that energy they derive this energy from the sunlight. So in the presence of sunlight, that means by utilizing the sunlight as a source of energy, by reacting the carbon dioxide and the water molecules, the plant it gets its own food material in form of C6H12O6. O6, that means it is glucose. Of course, every one of us know that later it is going to convert into starch, but firstly it is produced in form of glucose, whereas this is a primary product. Whereas along with the primary product some other products, secondary products also will be produced. What are they? Oxygen, 6 molecules of 6 atoms of oxygen, whereas 6 molecules of water. I'm sorry, I used a wrong word here. I'm extremely sorry for that. 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water. So this is a general equation of photosynthesis. Don't feel very happy by seeing this equation. इतना छोटा है, दो तीन क्लासेस में खत्म हो जाएगा, ये बिल्कुल नहीं. It takes minimum of 8 classes. It is minimum. It may go even more than that also. So this is a brief like summary outline of the photosynthesis. Now we need to discuss about every detail of this equation. So it takes minimum 8 classes, even more than that. Okay, now hope you understood what is photosynthesis definition, but again I will give a brief summary. Plants by utilizing carbon dioxide and water as raw materials, they can prepare their own food material by utilizing the sunlight as a source of energy. So this process it is called as photosynthesis. Whereas the photosynthesis it can be described as anabolic reaction. This I need not to explain because it is very clearly seen in this reaction itself. What is the meaning of anabolic? You need to go back to your first chapter. In the living world, hope you remember, I explained metabolism. What is metabolism? The sum total of all the chemical reactions that takes place in the body is called as metabolism. You remember that na? So if you take one organism, in that organism how many ever chemical reactions are taking place, the sum total of all that chemical reactions, that is called as metabolism. That chemical reactions, that means metabolism, it is broadly categorized into two types. The first one is anabolism, the next one is catabolism. What is the meaning of anabolism? Let us take one reaction. In that reaction one major molecule is produced by the reaction between small molecules, then that is called as anabolism. Now let us take this photosynthesis. In this photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water, so these are small molecules, and these two small molecules by utilizing the sunlight as a source of energy, it is producing a large biomolecule. Am I correct or not? That means to form a big molecule, two small molecules are joining, reacting with each other. That's why it is called as anabolic process. For example, if you take catabolic process, one large molecule it break down to form two small molecules, then that is called as catabolic process. Let us take respiration. In respiration, what happens? The glucose, it break down C6H12O6, it break down to form CO2 and H2O, and then it also releases some amount of energy, and that amount of energy, it is released in form of ATP, and by utilizing that ATP we can be able to perform various functions. So this you know na? So the reaction in which two small molecules, they join to form one large molecule, then that is called as anabolism. Whereas the chemical reactions in which one large molecule, it break down to form two small molecules, and that is called as the um, catabolism process. Hope you understood. Now I think you clearly understood it is an anabolic process. Why? One large molecule, it is formed by the joining of two small molecules by using sunlight as a source of energy. So it clearly proved that photosynthesis is an anabolic process, and it is also called as endargonic process. Why it is called as endargonic process? Very simple, you just see this equation, all your doubts will be solved. What is first, basically what is the meaning of endargonic process? The reaction which utilizes the energy. See, on the top of the arrow mark you can be able to see sunlight. So to make sure of this reaction, if it wanted to complete, it needs some amount of energy, है ना? Here, which energy it is utilizing as its energy? Sunlight. So the chemical reaction, when it is going on, it keep on using some energy. So with the help of energy, if the chemical reaction it is taking place, then that is called as endargonic process. Hope you understood. Very very important point. And I have to tell you, this particular point, it is already asked also in your NEET, so you have to remember this point. So a very very brief summary I'm going to give. Photosynthesis can be defined as the plants, they can prepare their own food material by utilizing carbon dioxide and water as the raw materials, and by utilizing the sunlight as a source of energy, and this process only you are calling it as photosynthesis. Point number 1. Point number 2 is photosynthesis can be described as anabolic mechanism or anabolic process, because in this two small molecules reacting with each other and producing one large molecule, that's why it is called as anabolic process. Second point. Now the third point is, while this reaction it is going on, it depends upon certain energy. That means if energy is not there, then it cannot be able to complete its reaction. So as it is depending upon energy, it is called as endargonic process. So these are the 3 points which are very important points you have to remember. Hope you understood. Now let us take this equation. In this equation may, what is there? 6CO2 plus 12H2O. Now this is 6CO2 and 12H2O, they both are the raw materials of photosynthesis. That means they are the basic molecules which are participating in the photosynthesis. With the help of these two molecules only, the plant can be able to prepare their own food material. So these two are called as raw materials. For example, if you wanted to have some roti today, you felt like having some roti. For that, what is a raw material? Atta. That means the flour, the wheat flour, it is the raw material. Now if it wanted to produce its own food material in the form of glucose, of course later it obviously it is going to convert into starch, wo chhod do, but it wanted to produce the food material in form of glucose. For the formation of glucose, what are the raw materials used? 6CO2 plus 12H2O. That's why carbon dioxide and water are considered as raw materials of photosynthesis. Now this carbon dioxide किधर से आएगा? It's a very very what I call important point what you need to understand. In atmosphere readily present 0.03 percentage of carbon dioxide is already present. So the atmospheric gases, that the gaseous carbon dioxide is the ultimate source of this carbon dioxide. So plants, they consisting of stomata, on their leaves, with the help of stomata, they absorbs this carbon dioxide. See, I wrote very clearly, taken from the atmosphere in gaseous form, and it is also considered as limiting factor of photosynthesis. Now second product, what is the second one? 12H2O, that means water molecules. A किधर मिलेगा? In the soil itself. In what? In soil there is some amount of water, because water, if you take soil consisting of soil particles, and between the soil particles you can be able to see fine gap which are called as capillary pores. In that capillary pores this water will be deposited. Now the plants can be able to utilize this particular water. So obviously the plant, if it wanted to absorb water, it need to depend upon soil. So hope you understood now. Now what is the sunlight to make sure of this reaction, if this reaction need to be completed, it needs some energy na? For example, you have atta and you wanted to have this roti, but if you wanted to get it, you need some energy na? You need to turn on the gas है ना, you turn on the light, then only you can be able to prepare your roti. Otherwise कच्चा रोटी आप नहीं खा सकते है ना. Am I correct? I'm telling you correct only. Hope you're understanding. So for the preparation of this food material, raw materials are there, food material आपको चाहिए, उसको energy तो चाहिए ना, and that energy only, it is nothing but sunlight. When you on the stove, that means when you on the turn on the gas, then what happens, the flame it burns that kacha atta to this what I call edible roti. Hope you understood. So for the energy, the sunlight it is utilized. So the ultimate energy source for the photosynthesis is nothing but sunlight. Now in this process, along with the main product, that is glucose, see I clearly mentioned, you can just see it and you can understand, it is a primary product, it is a main product of the photosynthesis. Along with the primary product there are some other products also. What are they? 6CO2, that means 6 oxygen molecules. These 6 oxygen molecules, they are produced by the breakdown of the water molecules. So these are 12 water molecules na? These water molecules they break down to produce 6 oxygens. Okay, that means you are understanding one equation. For every formation of one oxygen, two water molecules required. See, this is the way you need to understand, then you will get the idea, then you can be able to solve the questions in the NEET. See here 12 waters are involved, but see output half, that means for every one oxygen, two water molecule need to be break down. This is a very important point you need to understand, and along with that some water also will be released. That is the reason why every time in every class, almost every class I used to tell, if water, if plants are not there, you don't get oxygen. If plants are not there, you don't get the water, that means in the form of vapor, because plants they releases water in form of vapor. Vapor being very light, it rises up into the sky and forms clouds, and that clouds only they cool down and again they come down in form of rain. That means these plants are only responsible for the rainfall, that you need to understand. Okay, if you wanted to take breathing, आपको what this plants चाहिए. If you wanted to get rain, that means so that you can do irrigation, you can do agriculture, and if you wanted to have food, for that also you need to have these plants. So plants are very important. Okay, now let us go for further. Hope you understood, students. Still, if you have any single doubt in this slide, you can happily ask me at any time. I am always ready to take your doubts. Thank you. Okay, now this photosynthesis is first seen in eubacteria, but this is a very important point. Photosynthesis is first observed in eubacteria, but it is not true photosynthesis. What is the meaning of true photosynthesis? Photosynthesis may be true, false होता है. What is the meaning? Let me tell you. Photosynthesis of bacteria, it don't release oxygen. See, I clearly mentioned it is anoxygenic. What is the meaning of anoxygenic? It don't release any sort of oxygen, so it is called as anoxygenic. So bacteria में obviously the photosynthesis takes place, eubacteria में, but that photosynthesis do not release any oxygen. Whereas the first true photosynthesis, what is the meaning of true photosynthesis? The photosynthesis in which the oxygen is released, then that is called as a true photosynthesis. Whereas this true photosynthesis first noticed in cyanobacteria, which you will call it as blue green algae. Hope you remember na? I only explained this in biological classification में. Monera, kingdom Monera, it is again divided into Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, and Cyanobacteria. You remember this, na? In that, mostly this Archaebacteria, they are what I call they lives on fermentation. That means methanosins and halophiles. They live in extreme climatic conditions like high acidic nature, like pH 2 and high temperature, and they live in extreme climatic conditions. They are called as archaebacteria. And the bacteria which lives as both parasites and also the photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs, they are called as eubacteria. Whereas the bacteria which can be able to participate in true photosynthesis, they are called as cyanobacteria. These all points I already explained in your biological classification kingdom Monera topic mein. If you don't have the topic, you please let me know, and again I'll post the topic because I already made a video on that. Again I'll post it, okay? So the first true oxygenic photosynthesis was identified in cyanobacteria, that means blue green algae. Whereas 90% of total photosynthesis is carried by aquatic plants. Whereas in that 90% mein, 85% it is taken over by algae itself. So Thallophyta is such a very important in contributing the oxygen content of the atmosphere. Whereas only 10% is it is by land plants, okay? Whereas the light energy is converted to chemical energy in photosynthesis. So what is the exact meaning of it? You need to wait. For example, if you don't understand, you 100% need to wait till I complete what like a light reaction of the photosynthesis. Okay, so every single detail in one class, that too introductory class mein I can't be able to complete na. So this point if you don't understand, please wait. In light reaction, what is the meaning of light energy is converted into chemical energy, I will clearly explain. So don't worry. Till that time you just remember the word, this sentence you remember, and a detailed explanation around 1.5 hour explanation I'll give on this particular statement, okay? Only 1% of the total absorbed light is utilized in the photosynthesis. That means photosynthesis may only 1% of the absorbed light only will be utilized. And one of the very important point I'm telling you, euglena is a photosynthetic organism which is considered as link between, it's a connecting link between plants and animals. This is a very important point, okay? Okay, why photosynthesis is so important? Photosynthesis is very important because of two reasons. The first reason is it is a chief energy source of the earth. That means any organism, if it wanted to have food, either directly or indirectly, it has to depend upon only plants. Plants are the ultimate source of the food material. That's why plants are considered as primary producers. You already know what is ecology. Pura ecology around 48 lectures. अकेले ecology में I have given 48 lectures. So in that almost 48 lectures में I kept on proving why plants are called as primary producers. So by this time you must have understood why plants are considered as primary producers. Whereas this photosynthesis is responsible for the releasing of oxygen. For example, if you wanted to live, you need to take breathing. So what is the meaning of breathing? Taking in oxygen and releasing the carbon dioxide. Whereas plants, the carbon dioxide they are taking and useful oxygen they are releasing. See how good properties are there in the plants. That's why plants are very important, okay? So for these two reasons you need to read the photosynthesis. Now, let us go for the discovery of photosynthesis. There are many scientists, but I have taken very important scientists only, because all the scientists, even if you read also, that don't make sense, because all the scientists are not much important, because many discoveries are proved later they were wrong. So I am telling what are required, what are essential for our NEET syllabus, that only I am telling. So you need to understand, I am telling about only important scientists, okay? uh, Aristotle and Theophrastus. Aristotle, Theophrastus statements, they are called as humus theory. They are considered as humus theory. What they told, they stated that the plants absorb all the food material from the soil. Of course, while I'm telling you only, you must have understood that this statement is wrong. But basically, at least they attempted. The first attempt of describing about photosynthesis was done by Aristotle and Theophrastus. Of course, later it was proved wrong. That you put it apart, वो side में रख दो. But attempt of describing, attempt of explaining about photosynthesis was done by Aristotle and Theophrastus. It is believed that plants take their nourishment both inorganic and also organic from the soil itself. Okay, but it is later it is proved wrong, oh chhod do. Okay, whereas the next one is a very important scientist, this Van Helmont. Van Helmont, his contributions are together called as water theory. This in this water theory, to prove that, he has taken his experimental plant, that is a salix plant. So he has taken salix plant, which is simply called as a willow plant. Salix plant also you can write, willow plant also you can write, see your comfort, but meaning is obviously same. So he has taken salix plant and concluded that the plant grow and gain weight by absorbing water from soil. That means, I'll tell you, I'll demonstrate this what I call experiment, then you will understand. Very simple, so simple experiment. He has taken a salix plant, salix also willow plant. What, see your comfort, what you're comfortable, you write that word. Okay, let us take, I am comfortable with salix, so let us take, this is a salix plant. And this is a salix plant, initially this is 5 lbs in its weight, whereas he has taken soil of 200 lbs. So plant weight kitna, 5 lbs, whereas soil kitna, 200 lbs. So total kitna, 205 lbs. Now he has grown this particular plant for 5 years, and after 5 years the willow plant, it is increased to 169 lbs after 5 years, whereas the soil, it remains as it is, the same lbs. Of course थोड़ा कम हो गया, but इतना ज़्यादा तो कम नहीं हुआ. Whereas that means, see, initially the plant weight kitna, 5 lbs, but later after 5 years the plant what I call weight kitna, 169 lbs. That means soil content is not reduced, but when you are putting water, the plant, it started absorbing all the water, so that it started growing. So that only it proved. So he concluded that a plant grow and gain weight by absorbing water from the soil. So he suggested that increase in the plant substances of the willow plant must have come from the soil alone. This is a firm conclusion given by Van Helmont. Hope you understood, students. Very simple experiment. इसमें क्या है? Initially when he started growing this salix plant, 5 lbs, and after 5 years when he started weighing that plant, he got 169 lbs, and soil पहले भी 200 lbs only, and बाद में after 5 years also 200 lbs only. That means from 5 lbs to 169 lbs, itna mass it has grown, that is due to the water. This is the conclusion given by Helmont. So this is one of the important contribution given by Helmont. Okay, now the next one is Stephen Hales. Stephen Hales, everyone who are listening to this class, you know Stephen Hales is the father of plant physiology, and he wrote a book that is called as Vegetable Statics. In this vegetable statics, he said that green plants make food with the help of leaves. That means in a plant, if they wanted to prepare their own food material, for example, आपका घर है, आपका घर में, if you wanted to make food material, where you will make food material, where you cook, tell me, in the kitchen. Like that, in green plants, kitchen क्या है? Leaves. So that's why some scientists, they call leaves as a kitchen of the plant body. So that only it is proved by Stephen Hales, and he also recognized the importance of air. Air means carbon dioxide and light for the photosynthesis. That means for the nourishment of the plants. And he is also considered as a father of plant physiology. And of course, this point I already told you. He is considered as father of plant physiology, and he is also considered as discoverer of photosynthesis. Okay, this is a very important point you need to understand. in the contribution of Stephen Hales. Okay, now let us take one very very interesting, very very curious what I call scientist, that is Prestile. Prestile, of course, full name is Joseph Prestile. Prestile, see, he has taken bell jar. See, देखो bell जैसा है ना, because it is looking like bell, it is called as bell jar. So he conducted an experiment called as bell jar experiment. What he did, this all whatever I'm going to explain, that is there in the word format. But directly by showing this diagram only, I'll explain. Now he has taken one candle, okay, and also this plant. Now first of all, in the case one, he has taken this bell jar. He has taken first of all candle and he light the candle, and he closed this particular candle with the bell jar, and after few minutes this candle put off. Now in the same apparatus he introduced what, one plant. Now again he lighted the candle. Now what happened, this candle kept on lighting only. How this plant, it started releasing the oxygen, whereas when the plant it is releasing the oxygen, this light के लिए क्या चाहिए, oxygen, it is a good supporter of the light है ना. So this carbon dioxide is utilized by the plant and it started releasing the oxygen. So by releasing the oxygen, this candle started lighting. Okay, whereas let us take mice. Now if you take mice, now the mice, it is kept on the board and it closed by the bell jar, and कितना what I call time तक उसको oxygen available, उतना time तक it is alive, and after finishing the oxygen content it is dead है ना. See, it is dead, you can clearly see. Now along with this mice, they kept this particular plant also. Now what happened, cycle happened. How this plant, it started releasing the oxygen, and the oxygen it is taken by the mice, and this mice, it takes oxygen and release carbon dioxide. See, the carbon dioxide is taken by this plant. Like that, a cyclic structure, a cyclic process happened here, so that this plant is also alive and this mice is also alive. That means he proved by the bell jar experiment, he proved that oxygen, it will be released by the plant while it is performing the photosynthesis. This is a very very important point what you need to understand. Okay, this is a very interesting, basically bell jar experiment is a very very what I call easy and interesting experiment conducted by Joseph Prestile. Now, yes, Engenhaus. Don't call it as engine house. So it is a name. It is not what engine house. His name is Engenhaus. This Engenhaus, his contributions were described as light theory. This light theory, he explained the importance of light, and also suggested the O2 is released in the presence of light by the green plants. See, let us take, for this, he demonstrated a very, very what I call a simple experiment, very simple experiment. He has taken वन फनल. सी देखो इधर फनल आपको दिख रहा है ना, जस्ट फॉलो माय एरो मार्क, आपको समझ में आएगा. सो दिस इज अ फनल. इन दैट ही केप्ट सम एक्वाटिक प्लांट्स. देखो ग्रीन एक्वाटिक प्लांट्स. नाउ ही क्लोज्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर फनल विथ this test tube, and he kept the whole setup in the beaker which is filled up with the water. Now slowly water, and he kept all this apparatus under sunlight for some time, and after some time, very surprisingly, he noticed some air bubbles, they started coming from this particular funnel, and all these bubbles, they started collecting here, and then he understood this particular gas which is collected here is nothing but oxygen. So by this experiment, he clearly understood that oxygen, it is released during the process photosynthesis. Hope you understood now. And one more point also he concluded. What is that? Utility of light, and said that plants purify air only in the presence of light. That means light hai, photosynthesis hota hai, then only the carbon dioxide it will be utilized and the oxygen it is released. If light is not there, the plant cannot be able to purify. That is a statement given by Engenhaus. Hope you understood, students. Very very simple. Just he very simply, I am telling you, he explained the importance of light for the photosynthesis. Point number one. point number 2 is he suggested that oxygen it is released only in the presence of the light by the green parts of the plant. If oxygen is not there, so there won't be any releasing of the oxygen. Hope you understood. Na? So this is about the Ebbinghaus contribution towards the photosynthesis. Okay. Now, the next one, Theodore. Theodore is one of the very, very important scientists. Sir, why you are describing Theodore is a very, very important scientist? See, he is important because he is a one who proved that the significance of oxygen in the photosynthesis. The I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry, significance of water in the photosynthesis. Along with this point, that means water is essential for the photosynthesis. Theodore, he also revealed certain facts. What are the facts? Oxygen comes from carbon dioxide. Of course, I already proved so clearly in the introduction itself. If you want, I'll show you that also. I'll show you, then you will understand. I clearly told in introduction itself the oxygen it is released by the hydrolysis of water, but he told it is released out of the carbon dioxide. Okay, later, of course, one second, I'll explain. Yeah, Theodore, he told that oxygen it is coming from carbon dioxide. Later it is proved wrong by Neil. So Van Neil is a scientist who proved this is wrong. Carbon dioxide, so oxygen it is not released out of carbon dioxide, it is released out of water, it was told by Van Neil. Whereas he clarified that release of oxygen, kitna amount of oxygen it is released na, that is exactly equal to kitna amount of carbon dioxide it absorbed. That means the amount of oxygen released is exactly equal to the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed. See, if you want, I'll show it also. Yes, here this is 6 CO2. See how many oxygens are released. You only see 6 CO2, 6 O2. That means the amount of oxygen released is exactly equal to the amount of CO2 consumed by the plants. So this is a point which was proved by this, I'm sorry, Theodore. Hope you understood na? And he also found red wavelength of light is very, very important and most effective in photosynthesis. So these are the points that are proved by Theodore. Hope you understood na? Theodore's contribution is one of the great contribution in the discovery of photosynthesis, and he is the one who proved the significance of water in the photosynthesis. You need to understand these points. Okay, now the next one, Engelmann. Engelmann, I'll show this diagram and I'll explain. Then you will understand. He has taken a prism. Prism, you are performing this physics practicals. It's like a glass. It's like a piece of glass, I can say. Now this is a prism. It will be usually in a triangular shape. In physics lab, you must have seen this also. Now this prism, they passed one light ray. Now when the light ray strikes the prism, what happens, tell me? It splits into 7 types of lights, which you will call it Vib gear. That means violet, indigo, green, red, orange, yellow. So these colors are then a Vib gear. So like that, 7 colors it splits. This light it splits into 7 colors. Now he added some kind of bacteria into this experiment, and the bacteria has taken is the algae he has taken is cladophora, and next one is spirogyra. Sorry students, by mistake I did it. He used this algae, that is spirogyra and cladophora. Sometimes he demonstrated with cladophora, sometimes he demonstrated with spirogyra. Now when he observed, he clearly noticed that, see, all these lights are there: violet, indigo, green, yellow, orange, everything is there. But the light, the bacteria, they started accumulating towards the blue light and also red light. And then he clearly concluded that photosynthesis takes place under all the lights, but more the photosynthetic activities will be more enhanced in the presence of the blue and red lights. And this is a clear demonstration given by the Engelmann, one of the significant contribution. So what he told, red and blue lights are the most significant lights which favor which increases the rate of the photosynthesis, okay, of cladophora and also spirogyra and of course all the other plants also, okay. This is an experiment demonstrated by the Engelmann, okay. Whereas the next one is Sachs. Sachs में क्या बोलूं, I already told you in the mineral nutrition, he is a wonderful scientist, and three times you are going to read about Sachs, but this is second time. One time I already explained in what I call mineral nutrition, and second time I'm using it in photosynthesis, and third time also you are going to read about the Sachs. Yaad rakh, okay, three times you are going to read about Sachs. Sachs, some physiologists, they consider he is a father of plant physiology, okay. Whereas he is also considered as he is also the founder of modern concept of photosynthesis, whereas he recognized many things. What are they? Relation between photosynthesis, chloroplast and starch. That means photosynthesis का chloroplast का relation क्या है, and a chloroplast का starch formation का relation क्या है. That relation was clearly demonstrated by Sachs. And also chloroplast is a site of absorption of carbon dioxide and release of oxygen. So this is also demonstrated by Sachs. And first visible product of the photosynthesis is starch. Of course, you need to understand he told starch, but what his intention is, it is produced in form of glucose and later it is stored in form of starch. That you need to understand. Please don't get confused by seeing this statement, okay. Whereas three cardinal point concept also given by Sachs. Students, again you need to understand this point. I'm going to explain in the three cardinal point is one of the very important concepts of one of the most important concepts of photosynthesis, but now I can't be able to explain because for this you need some understanding. May directly if I start explaining about three cardinal point, you don't understand anything, and on top of it you will confuse. First of all, you don't understand, and second thing, you will confuse. That's why you just remember three cardinal point, but explanation at the end of photosynthesis. That means पूरा photosynthesis खत्म करने के बाद I will start the factors of photosynthesis. In the factors of photosynthesis, I will explain three cardinal point. Now you just remember the name, details at the end of the chapter. Okay, factors of photosynthesis में I'll explain. Okay. Hope you understood, students. Now, the next one, Von Neil. See, this Von Neil, he's one of the most important scientists who studied the photosynthesis in bacteria. Such a very important scientist, you know. Usually, everyone will study in the plants, but he's the one who demonstrated the photosynthesis in bacteria. And he told bacteria they utilize H2S H2S during their photosynthesis, and oxygen it is released in the bacterial photosynthesis. Oxygen is not released in the bacterial photosynthesis, but in the place of oxygen sulfur it is going to be released, and see 6CO2 plus 12H2S, it is producing C6H12O6. See here what is released, आपको याद है ना, just now I told in the place of oxygen sulfur is released. See, it is released sulfur along with 6H2O. So this is the equation given by Van Neel, okay. Whereas that means I can say the first what I call attempt of making the chemical reaction was done by Van Neel only. Whereas in green plants, oxygen is liberated from H2O. In bacteria, the oxygen it is not released, sulfur it is released from H2S. The difference, please understand. Whereas oxygen is released from water and O2 of glucose comes from carbon dioxide. So these are the points which was given by Van Neel. Whereas the next one, Emerson and Arnold. So this Emerson and also Arnold, but major credit is it is taken over by Emerson. They reported light reaction. Here I need to tell you one important point. If you take the photosynthesis is a complex chemical reaction. You know, it need lot many phases. Okay, lot many, sorry, not phases, lot many chemical reactions which can be broadly categorized into two phases. The first phase it is called as light phase, and the second one it is called as a dark phase. So photosynthesis it takes places in two phases. The first one is light phase and the second one is dark phase. Light phase it takes place in the thylakoid membranes, whereas the dark phase it takes place in the stroma. where the light reaction it occurs in two steps, and these two steps together called as a concept of two pigment system, which is given by this Emerson he told light reaction it takes place in two steps, and this is called as a concept of two pigment system. Okay, this concept of two pigment system, just in day after tomorrow's class, that means I need one more class for introduction, and after one more day I'm going to explain about this two concept system, and also he explained about red drop, and also he explained about Emerson's enhancement effect. All these 3 points, just give me one day, that means tomorrow also I'm going to explain about the introduction only, and then I'm going to explain all these points, just one class to go. So you please understand, for now you just remember only the names, and perfect details, pura details I'm going to explain in the next class. Okay, hope you understood the discovery of the photosynthesis, students. If you have any doubts you can ask me. Thank you so much.